show. Today, Halle Berry. Wendy's got real girl talk with the Oscar-winning superstar. Plus, Us Weekly's Ian Drew delivers the latest celebrity inside scoop. And are J-Lo and Casper making baby plans? Wendy's got the details. Now, here's Wendy.
Fantastic. Are you kidding me? The X Factor went live last night. Mario and Chloe made their hosting debut. You know I've got an opinion. Let's talk about that and more. It's time for Hot Topics. We're almost back to normal. It's almost back to normal, right, Suzanne? Thank you, studio audience, for being here today. Thank you. We're getting there. Yesterday, I love you too. Look, yesterday we only had the center section almost filled up. Today, we're leaking over to the sides. I mean, we're getting better. It's really, really tough getting around the New York tri-state area. You know, I live in New Jersey. It took me 3 hours on what's normally a half-hour commute in the morning. We left our house. You came from Jersey, too? Did you come through the Lincoln Tunnel? Oh, you just got here 10 minutes ago. I just got here 40 minutes ago. No lie. Thank God Morel is proficient with the formula on the makeup. And this is the time when I really do appreciate wearing wigs, because my wig was being curled as I was waiting in traffic. And it was just perfect. But, you know, there's limited subway service here in New York. You can only come through to the city from Jersey or Brooklyn or the boroughs if you have 3 people in your car. Okay, well, now here's a problem. Because we didn't have a third person until I realized the boy is still sleeping. So we woke him up, we said, throw on some sweats, and our son doesn't have school today. I said, get in the car, you're coming to the studio. You have to be the third person. And so, but there's still millions of people recovering from Hurricane Sandy. And of course, our thoughts are still with everyone regarding Hurricane Sandy. If you want to find out more information about how you can help, go to wendyshow.com. And so, there was a lot of good TV watching last night. I watched Nashville, as usual, on Wednesday nights. Yes. That show is so good. I got everybody in my family watching it. My mother and father, my sister watches it. I mean, forget about it. And I also heard that Wyclef Jean is supposed to be doing a guest starring role as an executive producer in one of the upcoming episodes of Nashville. Then, of course, it was the X Factor last night. Did you see? Well, it was the first live performance. Mario Lopez, friend to the show, and Khloe Kardashian made their hosting debut. Yes. Mario is the consummate professional, and Khloe's got her S formation down in her outfit. Very nice. And then if you were watching like I was watching, remember Simon was flirting with Khloe because Khloe's headlights were on? Khloe! Your boobs aren't as big as mine, but I can send you a bra. My bras to wear on TV are so thick. Girl, they are thick and they're ugly, but I'll tell you, they hold water. Because that whole headlight thing, it's like, you know, people just, that's very distasteful for TV, so people say. Anyway, and then people were noticing that Simon's face looked a little bit different. They were speculating maybe he gained weight or maybe he's bloated. I said, no, it's probably too many injectables too close to the show. You know, once your injectables settle, then everything looks nice and normal and fabulous. That's him when he was at our show. Yeah, he was just sprucing up for the new season. That's all. Hiya, Simon. Okay. So, guys, Jennifer Lopez and Casper Smart, she's 43 and he's 25, and they just celebrated their 1-year anniversary. And I'm okay, yes. You know, you're always happy when couples celebrate their, each anniversary, but this one right here, I just can't figure out what it is about him, and please don't say the obvious, because grown women need more than that. We need a whole picture to make it work. But they got lovey-dovey on Twitter, which was El Cornholio. This is what they said. No, it's so stupid. So she tweets him, and she calls him Bear. Just look. Bear, today is ours. Thank you for sharing your beautiful smile with me every day. And then Bear tweets back, happy 1-year anniversary to the most gorgeous, kind, sweet, funny, beautiful little bear in the world. Love, Bear. I want to throw up. But they did wear some cute Halloween costumes yesterday. Hippie and hippette. Cute, right? Look, girls. Bear has a love trail. You know that thing? You know, Suzanne, you know what that is, right? Yeah. Anyway, sources close to Jennifer told People magazine that she wants to have Bear's baby when she wraps up with her tour in December. Now, see, that's where everybody in the audience changed their tune. I saw you in the front row. Katie, I see you too. See, the thing is that a 43-year-old woman still has a chance to have kids. The problem is that how long is it going to take her to get pregnant? And just remember Demi Moore. That's all I'm saying, Jennifer. Remember Demi Moore. And now we'll move on. All right, so some of our favorite stars got on Twitter and shared some shocking Halloween transformations. I really love Miley Cyrus's outfit. She's getting a ton of attention for her racy Halloween costume. All right, that's Miley regular, and here's her in her costume. It's good, right? It's good. That's Miley as Nicki Minaj. And then, do you want to hear one? As if this costume isn't the best, Dwayne The Rock. Do you want to see his? I know. I love him too. Love you, Rock, and love your costume even more. Good. He's the Incredible Hulk, and apparently all he needed was the painting, because you know his body is sick like that. It's a lot. And then Jessica Simpson, she got on Twitter and she announced that she was pregnant on Twitter. And since giving birth 6 months ago, she has slimmed down, some people think. Other people are wondering, well, what is going on underneath, the big outfits? We already see her nice toned legs, but in this year's Halloween picture, we can clearly see that she's been working hard. Look, she's a wench. I love that. Most importantly, look, the baby is a chicken. That is such a cute costume. So I wanted to, we're not doing Halloween here on the show because yesterday was Halloween. And I know, but it's hard to get people in the spirit of Halloween when people are flooded out from Hurricane Sandy. Hello? Yeah, Long Beach Island is split into 4 sections. Staten Island is gone. The Jersey Shore is washed ashore. So we've got other things in this particular region to think about than Halloween. I mean, we can give you fun, but okay. I was gonna be I Dream of Jeannie, and I was gonna give you belly. I was gonna give you all. I was gonna give you all that. Until Hurricane Sandy washed ashore, and it was like an eating fest in our house, and I started to become undone. No, I'm just playing. But I'm gonna try my best to keep myself together so I can be Jeannie for next year, because the costume is really good. So, Rihanna's got a new album coming out, and there's a lot of hype about it. It's called Unapologetic, and it comes out on November 19th. And she's releasing this deluxe version of the album for, okay, let me just say, I'm the only one here on our staff that even thinks that it's worth it, but for $250. I said a deluxe version. Deluxe, which means it's gonna be limited edition. Okay, here's what you get. If you're a real Rihanna head, of which I like her, but I'm not in that lane. Like maybe you know somebody who's 18 years old who's in that lane. You get a handwritten personal note from Rihanna. Hold on, for $250. You get a custom-made Viewmaster. Can you believe they're still making those? Remember Viewmasters? A custom-made Viewmasters master with 3D images of her style evolution. You also get a Rihanna t-shirt. You get a flash drive with Rihanna's photo. You get 7 art print lithographs. Now, here's the thing. Did she do these herself? Because that would make them really valuable. I'm not sure. I don't know that she's an artist, but anyway, you also get a Rihanna poster, and you get a 40-page book of notes and lyrics, and a 20-minute DVD, and a special edition vinyl record with remixes of her new songs. Some fans are complaining, but I think that's worth $250. Okay, clap if you think it's worth it. That's because we're older. We don't care. You know what I mean? Like, we don't care. But if you're, like I said, if you're 22 years old, maybe this is what you should ask for. Okay, 14 years old. If you're 14 and you get 10 people in your family to, put 5 on it, that's a good gift. Well, anyway. So there's a lot that I want to report to you regarding casting, so it's time for Casting Buzz. Hit it. So, it was a few weeks ago we were talking about Zoe Saldana scoring the lead role in the Nina story. Nina Simone, the jazz legend, and Zoe Saldana. This is Zoe as Zoe, but they've done a pretty reasonable job at transforming her. Do we have any? Yeah. Look. They really have to work on that face makeup, though. The face makeup looks like you know what? Yeah, you all need to work on that look a little bit, just a little bit more. Wonderful actress, loved you in Columbiana, but more makeup or something. Was she thin like that, Miss Simone? Was she was a thin woman? Okay. Well, then maybe so far so good. Except for the makeup looks funny. Anyway, look, now friends of the show are telling us that Mike Epps has been cast to be part of the movie as well. Yeah. Now, I know what you're wondering, because for me, I was like, what is the connection between Richard Pryor, is who Mike Epps is going to play, Richard Pryor and Nina Simone? Say it ain't so. Because you're thinking like me, right? We're all wrong. Richard used to open for Nina in the early days of their careers. And for, Mike Epps is finally getting to play Richard, which is great, because for many years there was talk about doing a Richard Pryor movie based on Richard Pryor's life, and it was supposed to allegedly be starring Mike Epps, which I think would be great. But, he was one of the greatest comedians ever. Mike does that physical comedy. He looks like Richard Pryor, and his personal life story is so juicy. I remember years ago, it was Martin Scorsese who developed a movie with Damon Wayans as Richard back in like 1995, but the movie never got made. And most recently, Chris Rock and Adam Sandler signed on to produce the movie about Richard Pryor's life with Damon's brother, Marlon Wayans, starring as Richard Pryor. I mean, I prefer Mike Epps, but I just want the movie to get made because there are so many juicy little details about Richard Pryor that we all want to know about. Anyway. And then, in other casting news, Kirstie Alley has this new television show, which I think I shared this with you before at some point. It's called Giant Baby. It's going to be on TV Land. Okay, I was just talking about it in my head then. Look. The show is gonna be like a Cheers mini reunion because Rhea Perlman, who was also on Cheers, I know. Long-suffering Rhea Perlman, thanks you, Danny DeVito. Long-suffering Rhea Perlman has joined the cast. So the show is about Kirstie, who's a Broadway star, and reunites with her son that she gave up for adoption. Don't you love the name of the sitcom, Giant Baby? That's good. And then Rhea is gonna play Kirstie's long-suffering assistant and best friend. So this is a little sunshine in Rhea's life. She's going through the divorce with Danny DeVito after 30 years, number one. Number two, that will make both Rhea and Kirstie not just old friends, but single friends, working on a sitcom together. They're both in their 60s, so I say it's a win-win. I can't wait to watch that sitcom. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good one. So, I don't know where you weigh in on men with speedos, but I say certain things you can get away with across the pond, and certain things you just can't do on the dearly departed Seaside Heights beach. It'll be back, it's okay. And when it does come back, men in Speedos are really hard to swallow when you see them on the beach, like in Jersey. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going there. But being rich always helps the situation. Look at Steven Tyler. He's 70 years old. No? He just wants to live and let live. What about Hulk Hogan? Hulk looks like it looks like you had a lower tummy tuck. It's weird down there. Anyway, and we found a rare exception to a man looking pretty good in a Speedo for 45 years old. It's our hot shot of the day. Take a look. Hey, that's Nicole Kidman's piece. Her husband, Keith Urban. He's vacationing in France, which is exactly where you need to wear a Speedo. And he's celebrating his 45th birthday. And I say, you look damn good. And you can catch Keith tonight on the Country Music Awards at 8 o'clock on ABC. We're going to take a break. We have a great show for you. Coming up, my very candid sit-down with Halle Berry. But up next, Ian Drew is here from Us Weekly Magazine with the inside scoop on which two Real Housewives have new lovers. We'll be right back to tell you. We're back with the inside scoop here from Us Weekly Magazine with the juicy, juicy celebrity news. Our friend Ian Drew. Yay!
Good, how are you?
Okay, so the house...
We made it.
I know.
We were just talking about it. And you in YSL, too.
Yes,
I don't know how you
made
did that.
it. I pranced all the way from Jersey like this. Listen, okay, which Real Housewife, two of them, have lovers?
Both of them on Beverly Hills, which is coming back November 9th. Taylor Armstrong, you remember her? Her husband, Russell, committed suicide.
Yes.
Very sadly. And back in February, there were reports that she was hooking up with an allegedly married lawyer named John Bluner. She tried to break things off. It didn't look right at the time, of course. He's now separated, we're hearing.
Oh.
And she's admitting it. She's calling him the man of her dreams, the man of her life, the perfect man. Of course, she's going to Australia, so she recently just said he's staying behind to make enough money for her. So, you know, I mean, like I always say, there's a thin line between Real Housewife and hooker. And so,
listen, she looks a lot more healthy than she did.
No offense.
She looks a little bit more healthy there than she had been in the past. So good for you, Taylor.
as do her lips.
Yeah. Okay, now who's the other housewife with the lover?
The other one is Brandi Glanville, who is actually dating a producer on the show. Now, that used to be a reality TV no-no. Remember back in the days of The Real World? If you hooked up with the producer was fired.
Well, then somebody needs to talk to Candy in Atlanta, because Candy.
Yeah, Candy, too.
I got a glimpse of that first episode.
Yes, Candy, too. So all the other housewives are up in arms, thinking Brandi is trying to get, her own spin-off, or trying to get...
Well, she is.
And trying to get more camera time. But there's got to be something about it. Meanwhile, she's playing it off like we're just having fun. It's not that serious. Yeah, she's having fun, all right.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
There's some business in there, too.
Of course.
But, yeah.
All right, so what else do you have? Octomom. We were going to talk about Octomom yesterday. Remember, we ran out of time.
Well, she went to rehab 45 days for Xanax because of anxiety. Now, of course she has anxiety. Is that a problem? But the thing that got crazy is this morning, Michael Lohan, Lindsay Lohan's father, jumped into this, saying that he got her in there. That's enough to make her crazy and go to rehab, is just being involved with him. But anyway, yeah, so, but sources are saying that she actually just has psychological problems. Duh. And,
I mean, I didn't want to say anything, but when she was here, she was quite the case.
Yeah.
On the couch, talking.
Well, I mean, I think that's pretty obvious.
Yeah. Well, who's going to take care of all 14 kids?
She's got 3 nannies and 2 friends. I don't know what kind of friend she has that is volunteering for that. But sources are saying that that the kids are actually very well behaved without her around.
Oh.
That they're probably like, oh, good, we get a vacation too.
So she's addicted to anxiety medication.
To Xanax.
To Xanax.
To Xanax, and she is seeking treatment. So hopefully that'll do it. Hopefully, no more kids. Hopefully.
Now,
so now
tie her tubes while
China.
she's in there. Yeah. Look, all right. So now, what's going on with Chloe and Lamar?
Chloe and Lamar, we have on the cover this week.
Yeah,
all the
I see.
Kardashians are defending all of these tabloid reports that there are problems. Chloe and Lamar do not have problems. They are on top of things.
Good.
Yeah. We spoke to Chloe, we spoke to Kim, we spoke to Courtney. Chloe says they're having the time of their life. She's hosting X Factor, he's back in basketball.
Yes.
They're having a problem having kids, but they both agree on that. They want to have kids.
Not only that,
that's not dividing them, that's actually bringing them closer together.
Yeah.
It's something they really want to do.
Not only that, but it's not like Chloe is working on her last egg. She's like 31 or 30 or 29. How old is Chloe?
Chloe's in her 20s, in her mid-20s.
So she has plenty of time. Enjoy her X Factor time, and I'm glad Lamar's back playing.
Yeah, by the way, if you watched X Factor last night, she had a little nip slip.
Yeah.
A little action was showing, but she talked about that.
She did it on
laughed
purpose.
it off. Yeah, probably.
Her mother made her. Thank you, Ian.
They learned from the Jacksons everything they know.
Exactly. Good one. Thank you so much, Ian Drew, everybody. Be sure to pick up your copy of Us Weekly Magazine. It's on newsstands now. Don't miss, coming up next, my incredible sit-down with the incredible Halle Berry. Keep it here. I've always wanted to interview our next guest. You know, she called me up and she invited me out to Hollywood and she said, well, let's do a sit down. So how do you say no to her? We built a mini version of our Wendy set and headed west. She's an Oscar-winning actress. She's also starring in the new epic film, Cloud Atlas. Here's a clip from the movie, followed by my candid one-on-one with the one and only Halle Berry. Take a look.
Wendy! William!
Hi.
Hi.
I was you caught me rolling my cuff. I said, what should I give Halle, a rolled cuff or not? It's Wendy from New Jersey. Oh my gosh.
Wendy.
Gorgeous.
Well, let's see, what did you give me? A rolled cuff?
I gave you a
I'll
rolled
take
cuff.
it.
I thought it would be more casual.
I love it.
Come into
I'll
my
take
makeshift
it.
studio.
Oh my God, I feel like I'm in New York.
Yes, well, you know, we took a few elements from our set and we brought them out here to catch up with you. You're such a busy woman.
Thank you.
Congratulations on everything.
Thank you. You too. Congratulations on your show.
Thank you.
It's just growing and growing and growing, and it's
Thank
more
you.
amazing and more amazing. So.
Can I just take you in? Pardon me for staring.
No.
Did you take the earrings from your In Style magazine shoot?
I brought them to it.
Oh, did you? That's beautiful.
Aren't
They're
these amazing?
Yeah, it's one piece, custom made. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful.
It's really good. This is my new favorite thing right now.
The hair, the boobs, the skin.
And you know what? The same thing is true about you. The hair, the boobs,
Thank you.
the skin.
Oh my gosh, it's so, I mean.
Good to be here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so we flew all the way out here to LA to talk with you about a whole bunch of things, including your new movie, Cloud Atlas. So I saw the movie. And I loved it. I followed the whole journey. I did.
Oh, good.
But I feel ripped off, and I'm going to tell you why, Halle.
Uh-oh.
You play 6 characters, and I only recognized you in 4. And now I feel like I have to go back and see it because you played a white German lady
Yeah.
and an old Asian man.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. That's what I said. Wow. I mean, when would I ever get a chance to do that? You think of a white German Jew, you don't think of me.
Yes.
You know, so that was fun. That was really a departure from anything I've ever done.
And I didn't realize that you were playing all these characters when I went in to see it. It wasn't until I left and got back to the studio and had, you know, all the information. I said, I didn't see her as these people, but it must have been fun. Tom Hanks, Susan Sarandon, all these great people in the movie.
Jim Broadbent. He's
Yes.
so funny in the movie.
He was fantastic.
Hugo Weaving as Nurse Noakes, as like
Yes.
this big Amazonian-like looking woman.
It's interesting that they took the book and they put it in movie form. You'll have to see the movie, but it follows. It's kind of a common thread. What you do in one life follows you through to the next life, and it spans 500 years. Who's one person that you haven't acted with that you would love to?
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah. you know, where we first met Halle Berry, I believe for most of us, was in the Spike Lee movie
Jungle Fever.
Jungle Fever, and you played a crackhead.
A foul-mouthed, crack-smoking hoe.
But we enjoyed that. And I read that you didn't take a shower for like 10 days to really get into the role.
True.
Somehow I don't believe that.
No, that's true. Ask Sam Jackson. He had to get a whiff of it
Ew.
constantly.
You know, to be a great actor or actress, you guys do have to go through extreme things, including maybe not wanting to take a shower to play an effective crackhead. Would you gain 100 pounds for the perfect role at this point in your life, Halle? 100.
You know, my heart would say yes because I feel like I would do anything for my craft, but my brain would say no because I'm diabetic, and what that might do to me on a health level could be really like dangerous. So that's probably the real reason I wouldn't. You know, taking care of my health and keeping my weight a certain is really very much part of, you know, taking care of myself and being healthy. And because I'm a mom now, like, I wouldn't take risks like that.
Yeah.
And not have me be here.
Yeah. So. Plus 100 pounds is a lot of weight to try to lose, even though you look absolutely terrific. You look, you know, physically speaking, the same today, in my opinion, as you did when you walked across the stage and won your first beauty pageant.
Oh, well, that's only because I'm diabetic, honestly. That little disease has kept me conscious about what I eat, what I do, if I work out or not. It's really been a really good thing in my life.
Do you eat bacon? Mm-hmm. Regular bacon?
Mm-hmm. Pork.
Really?
Pork, honey.
Let me find out.
In moderation. That's the key. All things in moderation.
So, you know, back in the day, when you grew up right outside of Cleveland, I read that the boyfriend that you had at that time entered you in the beauty pageant.
Yeah.
It wasn't something that you wanted to do. Tell us about that.
No, it wasn't. You know, it wasn't. He wanted me to be a beauty queen. So he said, I'm going to put you in this thing. And he did. And I showed up at the pageant, just wore my prom dress that I had just worn to prom. And miraculously, like, I won it. And it put me on a journey that, you know, then led me to meet my manager of now 25 years that put me here to be able to sit here and talk to you. So kind of like what our movie is about, I think things happen, very, you know, poignant, defining things happen in our life. And at the time, we don't know what this is going to mean. It seemed so frivolous at the time, a beauty pageant winner, okay. But it led to a lifelong relationship.
But you got money and a Chrysler LeBaron.
And a fur coat.
And a fur coat.
That I...
Well, so... That's incredible. So you've been with your manager for 25 years. Yeah. So that's more than a manager. That's your family.
He's like
that's your
my
friend.
dad. Yeah.
That's the whole bit. You archive your clothes.
Yeah.
So that fabulous Illy-Saab dress that you won the Oscars with the burgundy illusion mesh and the leaves pointed. Where is that? That's in the...
That's in, I call it I have this storage space in the valley, and I put all the dresses in, like, I call them tombs. They're in these boxes.
Yeah.
They're wrapped with tissue. They're labeled with a picture on them. And I'm just saving them, you know. One day, Nala might want these things.
Do you want your little girl to be an actress?
I want her to be whatever she wants to be, and I want to give her a fair opportunity to decide that without the loom of having to do what I did or having that choice be made for her. Yeah. That's what I want her to do.
Nala is like the fairest of them all. You know, I see you all the time because I read the magazines, and you guys are always on the beach together. Or the playground.
That's our backyard. We're like just trying to be out in our backyard, like doing our thing.
The paparazzi's there with their zoom lenses. It's got to be incredibly uncomfortable.
Well, for her, you know, she just is a little kid, and I just want her to be a little kid and have normalcy and be like everybody else. Like, as her mom, that's my job, to provide her with that, you know, and it's frustrating when you feel like you can't.
Yeah. You waited a long time to be a mother, like many of us, you know.
Good thing I did, too.
I'm 48. I know you're 46. Yep. Are you glad that you waited this long?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a much better mother at 46 or 41 when I had her than if I were like 21 or 25.
Yes.
I mean, I was just a little baby just trying to figure it out, trying to figure out who I was, let alone have the responsibility of trying to help another little soul like develop and grow. So I'm so glad I waited.
Yeah. Do you ever regret not having more children? Would you like to have another?
Yeah, that's the thing. She's asking me every night we do our prayers, we pray to God, so sweet. And she says, God, please bring me a bunk bed and a baby sister. And when I say I can do one of those things, I know for sure. The other one we're gonna have to keep praying on because, you know, what do you say to her when she wants that and can't understand why God's taking so long, you know?
I know. We have one also, just one,
So-
and you know the same thing.
How old is?
Our son, he's in the other room. He's
Okay.
12 years old.
Ah, okay.
He's got his chicken fingers and French fries and the whole bit. But all those special moments that you share with her, we share a lot of the same special moments. And so when I see you all out, and then the intrusion of the paparazzi, and I know you've been very outspoken about that, and you know, rightfully so. I read that the cameras showed up at Nala's school.
Yeah, you know, and those things just, you know, I will continue to say that it's just fundamentally wrong. Children should be off limits. You know,
Yeah.
I chose this business. I'm an adult. I can deal. Don't feel sorry for me. I'm not complaining for me. It's just the children. And this fixation we now have with what little 4-year-olds are wearing.
Yes.
Seriously, there's
Yes.
so much more in the world to be focused on than what kids are wearing and dissecting them and you know, exploiting them. It's just fundamentally, it's not right. It's not right.
By the way, congratulations on your new fragrance.
Thank you.
I
Closer.
smelled it. It's closer. This is your
like-
5th fragrance,
Yeah,
right?
it is. Yeah, it is.
Right?
Well, it's fun to create fragrance. You know, I love it. I think fragrance, you know, as a woman, it's like, it defines who we are in
Yes.
a way. You know, our scent is really important. It lingers long after, you know, we've left a room. And so it's really
Especially
important
when
what
you haven't
smell
showered for 10 days. No, okay, so I saw the ad in the magazine, and it was Halle with medium length hair. And you're the only woman that I know, other than Toni Braxton, in the whole world, whether it's an inch long or all the way down your back. You're really stunning.
like. Oh.
Whose idea was
you.
it to have the medium length for the ad? For your
Mine.
perfume? Yours.
Just to mix it up. I'm naturally, and I'm my best self with short hair. But, you know, a girl gets bored. You like to mix it up and do different things. And,
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So in the 25 years of you acting, how do you think things have changed for Black women in Hollywood?
Oh, dramatically. I mean, when I first started 25 years ago, there weren't many Black people on television. I mean, there was The Cosby Show, and, you know, there was one or two others, but I was certainly starting at a time when there was no way. I kind of had to start to forge a way out of no real way. I mean,
Yes.
Diane Carroll had been on television before, and Felicia Rashad and The Cosby Kids, but other than that, it was something that hadn't been carved out yet. And I didn't know that if I'd be able to earn a living at this job. You know, I really didn't. It was just sort of a crapshoot.
Yeah. I know that you're very close with your mother. I've read in articles. Are you close with your sisters? You have older sisters?
Yeah, I have brothers and sisters, but my one sister that I grew up with, the other ones are my half brothers and sisters, and the one sister that I grew up with, you know, we're not as close as we could be. I left home when I was 17 years old, and I'm now 46, and
Yeah.
she's always lived in Cleveland, and I've always lived somewhere else. So sometimes, you know, you have distance, and
I
so
get
you're,
it.
you know, we don't hang out, and we don't go shopping, we don't have wine at night or coffee in the morning.
Yes, yes.
And I miss that sometimes.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
sometimes you just want to be close to your family, and you wish they were there, but.
Would you like to do another movie with Olivier?
I would. I think the first movie we did together was just so terrible.
Aww. But you got lasting love. Let me see
I
that
know.
ring.
That's why I don't even care that it was terrible.
Girl.
Because
Can you pull in on the ring? Oh, your hands are so small. Do you feel how big my hands are?
they're warm. But they're warm.
But no, so everlasting love, a gorgeous daughter, a dream career, beautiful skin, good hair.
Aw.
We love you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Up next, we'll find out some things we never knew about Halle when we play Fave 5. Favorite thing to splurge on?
Oh.
So we're back with Halle Berry, and I was going to try to introduce her to the how you doing. All right, we're gonna play this game, Fave 5, Halle, and it's really fun. We're gonna find 5 things about Halle Berry that we never knew. Favorite thing to splurge on?
Oh. Well, you probably know this. Shoes and purses.
Favorite
Or-
perk of being famous?
Reservations and restaurants.
You get them right away.
Any night of the week.
Okay.
That works.
Favorite thing that comes out of Nala's mouth?
Oh, she calls me. I asked her one day, I said, do you know what my name is? She said, Mommy. I said, no, my other name. You know? She said, yeah. I said, what is it? She said, Halle Blueberries.
Kids, your favorite current show on TV?
The Voice.
I like that too. Favorite person that you get mistaken for?
Tony Braxton, when I have short hair, and Janet Jackson when I have long hair.
Perfect. This was such a fun interview. Next time you come to New York, we've got to see you again.
Oh, I would love to.
It's Halle
Thank
Berry,
you.
everybody.
Thank you.
And then she stood up and we hugged and she flipped my boob. I'll never wash it again. Thank you so much. That was so much fun, Halle. And Cloud Atlas, everyone, is in theaters now. Stick around because up next it's time for Ask Wendy. November here at Wendy, and it's time for Ask Wendy. How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Look how short you are. I'm sorry. Look at us. A mess. So how can I help?
Well, I'm a young professional woman. I live in the city, and I love my career, but I guess the thing that I find I have trouble with is in relationships and just balancing how to be a professional and not apologize for my career or my success, but also still have a personal life. So
I love this. Okay, I have to be more specific. How old are you, honey bunch?
I'm 23.
Good for you. Okay, and what do you do for a living? What do you do with yourself?
I'm a PhD student.
Oh, well, now, here's the situation. Here's the situation. Men at 23 are still pulling on a bong and drinking out of beer bottles. And we've been 23 before we know. Is this my camera? We've been 23 before we know. Some of them, not all men at 23. So you're gonna have to weed your way through that's what she said jokes, fart jokes under the arm, and all that stuff. And I would suggest that you date up, but I don't feel that you need to date up because then an older man's going to be looking for more of an obligation from you, like perhaps getting engaged, getting married, and too hot and heavy. You're gonna have to be patient because there is a man your age around for you. And if I were you, I would stick close to college campuses, like Columbia, Harvard.
That's where I am.
So that's where you are?
I'm at Columbia.
Columbia,
Yeah.
an Ivy League girl, why I oughta. Well, good for you. Be patient. Your time will come.
Thank you.
And don't settle.
Don't.
Okay. How you doing?
How you doing, Wendy?
Good.
My name's Marion. I have been living with my boyfriend for 5 years, and he's a complete slob. I just wondering how can I get him to change his filthy ways?
Well, so we're 5 years in, so there's not a whole lot of changing. Age is important when I do Ask Wendy in a lot of situations, so how old is he?
He's 30.
Okay, and 5 years. Well, this is what I would suggest, you know. All you have to do is do things like when he comes home from work and throws his jacket.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, start hanging hooks. Don't ask him to use hangers. Hooks are good for jackets. Buy more paper towels and sponges. He's not going to change his way. Sometimes in relationships, you have to compromise. Maybe you do something that he doesn't like, but talk to him about it. It's not gonna work. At 30 years old, if his mama didn't teach him right, there's nothing you can do except for buy hooks and grimace and bear it. Okay?
Okay,
Very
thank
well.
you.
Don't give up on love, though, because he's a slob. Don't give up on love. All right, you guys, up next, we are going to share some of your comments in a segment that we call Wendy Fan Feedback. Keep it here. Welcome back, everybody. It's time for Wendy Fan Feedback, where I read some of the comments and questions that you've sent on Facebook and Twitter during the show. Okay, so earlier during Hot Topics, I was telling you about Rihanna selling a special edition of her new CD for $250. And I explained to you what was in this special edition, and I thought that it was worth it. And here's what some of you all said. Melissa P says, OMG, I love Rihanna. $250 for all that exclusive stuff is totally worth it, cheaper than a concert would be. Katrina S. says, heck no, that's just pure greed. Now, if she'll come cook me dinner and do my laundry for a few months, we'll be able to work something out. And also, during Hot Topics, I talked to you about what's going on with Jennifer Lopez and Casper. They're celebrating their 1-year anniversary. They sent gooey, sticky tweets back and forth. And I wanted to know if you think that they are in it for the long haul. And here's what Sybil H says. Nope, Casper's a temporary fix for a broken heart and something nice to look at while it lasts. Well put, Sybil. All right, and Jeanette O says, long haul, no. J-Lo looks amazing, but that will only be for a bit longer. Casper is too young and will just do what Ashton did to Demi. And Yolanda S. writes, J-Lo goes through men like I go through underwear, which is daily. Thank you all for your comments. Remember, you can always say it like you mean it right here with your girl, Wendy. I am on Facebook and Twitter. Join me for our conversation each and every day. We'll be right back. Keep it here. I want to thank today's guest, Halle Berry, Us Weekly's Ian Drew, my co-host, my studio audience who braved the aftermath of Sandy to be here. I love you. Tomorrow it's going to be a great show. We've got our weekly Hot Talk. Plus, Tamar and Vince are going to stop by. Tamar Braxton and Vince to address the rumors of their troubled marriage. I love you for watching today, and I'll see you next time on Wendy. Bye-bye.